you have to like talk to them and think about like in their head what they want. Like we need to give them what they want, and then after you close them by telling them what they want is when you can then go in and you can make sure that all the little intricacies that you know are going to make the money, but they don't believe yet, you can do that then. But like right now, find out like what they think the problem is and sell them that solution, and then they're closed, and then fulfilling what you told them, and then also do the things that you know are going to make them more money, and just be like, hey, by the way, I also did this for you. Yeah, it's so important to sell what they want. Because like the automations, it's just too nitty gritty. Like we're email marketers, we think about that stuff. But the business owner, they're worried about like, how are sales today or this week, or like, is the new product done, or like, how's my child doing in school? I just got a phone call, or so many things. Like they're not worried about email automations probably. So whatever they want, just give it to them, and then do what you're gonna do anyway, and they perceive it as extra value. If you make them good money with it.
So that was my question. I guess when I'm putting together my proposal, I always think about what I'm going to offer them. Is it more so like just give them a number and whatever it is that they're asking you, tell them you're going to fix it, and then you go from there, or like how do you go about it?
Yeah, so if they present to you a very specific problem, as long as you incorporate trust that you can solve the problem, and you eliminate the confusion of how the problem is going to be solved, then you're more likely to close that person. But yeah, the main things when we sell, it's like people know they could be making more, but they don't have the time to touch it. So we're gonna write, and we're gonna do it in a way that doesn't bother them. Like we're not gonna be like, here's the copy, go send it yourself. And oh, by the way, we have this really cool way to potentially double your open rates because we see that you're in the promo tab or spam folder. So you just have to really analyze it for yourself so you know what's actually wrong, and then you have to listen to what they think is wrong and find like a happy medium that errs more on their side. And then they're gonna be super pumped about that. So just speaking to their pain points and just giving them the idea that this is gonna be like a new thing that's either gonna make them way more or they're gonna be way happier and less stressed, because you gotta think in context of their life too, not just emails.
Yeah. Okay. I have another client who actually asked for an automation. They want a nurture sequence, and they also want to eventually allow me to do list management. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out how to. I just want to take over and do it all, and trying to let them know if it makes sense that way. But they're like, well, we can just start with the sequence first.
Yeah, I mean that's fine too, and just go above and beyond. So like browse abandonment, where it's in here, but it's like one email, right? Like set up an automation that literally has one email in addition to the automation that they want. Be like, oh, by the way, I also set this up for you. This should increase your sales 10 to 15%, or maybe like show them that it is making sales, or literally just do anything extra that makes them money. And then they'll be like, wow, like she's the real deal. She went above and beyond, and like that's how you, like it doesn't have to be in the same realm. It doesn't have to be another automation. Just do something that's gonna make them say, wow, in addition to what you're promising.
I have an edit to the thing. So remember that reply email that I told you guys about they got like 310 replies or something like that? Mm-hmm. That was actually a previous, he had a spam problem that we were trying to fix. And we were having a hard time, but he wasn't sending regularly, right? So we could do like all this work. So I brought it to Troy, like I probably brought it to Troy like 2 or 3 times because it was just banging my head against the wall. So the reason why we ended up getting him as a client is we did a little above and beyond. So we sent we're like, hey, let us run your emails for like a week or something. And then I kind of did that reply email and I was like, hey, you want us to run your emails? And he was like, yeah. So,
just remove the risk. Like it's very low risk for you to charge them for an automation and then go do a bunch of other stuff that makes them money, and they're like, keep doing that, like don't stop. Like, and then you will have them on retainer for as long as you want.
I said this on a call the other day. I think it was the MailChimp call. Sometimes like we're afraid to like, oh, yeah, sorry. sometimes we're afraid to like do extra work and like not get paid for it. And like, trust me, to a certain extent, you have to be like particular about that. At the same time, like that pressure to kind of put on yourself and like to perform, you know, it definitely helps when you're first kind of getting, like you're trying to get your foot into like as many doors as possible, right? Kind of like that overextension thing, like, you know, I want to produce results so I can like I want to be able to, I don't know, take my kid to Disney World for 10 days straight and give them so much candy they can't sleep. You know, like.
I don't know if anybody wants that.
But they'll sleep on the way home because they're crashed. You know, sometimes it's just like as simple as just kind of doing something on the fly, like thinking to yourself, like kind of looking in their account because now you have access, right? Kind of like secret code. So you can be like, okay, like this thing isn't working, or like this first email isn't like performing that well. Just like rewriting the email and like saying like, hey, I actually saw this while I was in here. Like, do you mind if we just like split test it? And then it like makes them a bunch of money, and then you're like, I could do this for like all of them.
Yeah, demonstration is key. Super important. Like if you can at least be on somebody's list to make a Loom video about the problem, or better yet, like, you know, some people don't care. They're like, yeah, you can log in and look at it. Like that's fine. Like just demonstrate and kind of show them how to make more money. And odds are they will let you do it, even if you don't get paid much. You can have something in writing that says like, if you achieve this result, here's what we're gonna do. Just figure out based on like the coolness of the person and like how much you trust them, and just go from there. But like you have to demonstrate. Like the biggest like thing is demonstration in the form of like human history and like infomercials and all that. Like what was the sponge thing that's like on the infomercials? Yeah, OxyClean, that's the perfect one. Like, cause Billy Mays is on there and he's like, oh, here we have like this crazy blood stain that there was like an animal that died here. And now we're gonna use OxyClean versus this other one. And OxyClean, whoosh, one swipe, that's all gone. And over here is the competitor and there's still a huge stain.